Alright guys, so here we are starting with weekly market recap. We can see gold as anticipated, it moved up, actually way more than anticipated. As I had highlighted, 5,000 is the next target and it's about to hit. So that's about gold. Going to Nasdaq, we did expect a consolidation. However, the consolidation was a little bit bigger than expected and it did grab liquidity, and we found actually multiple bullish entries here. We had a Marubozu, we had a bullish pattern here as a fallen wedge, and now we're having some sort of ascending triangle mixed with a bull flag and a movement to the upside. However, this retracement passed the trend line, and yeah, that's what happened with Nasdaq. Going into Bitcoin, now, yes, we were very optimistic about Bitcoin. However, all this geopolitical tensions and things uneased around the globe has caused it to fall. I didn't expect a retracement to this support level here, which is exactly what happened, but it did continue falling to the trend line. All right, going to Nifty 50, we had expected a bearish movement to the downside, and yes, that's exactly what happened. Looking to EURUSD, we did expect a consolidation. However, because of the weakened dollar, EURUSD actually moved up, skyrocketing. So let's take a look about the upcoming week.
Last week we had highlighted that financial markets were in shambles. This week it was actually approved in shambles. We saw US 30 and US 100 closing about the same price it opened after impulsive movements to both directions. And that was an effect that caused prices to skyrocket on gold and also in bonds. So we saw gold almost hitting 5,000 per ounce, which is crazy. And I did highlight that to you in a previous week. You should have bought gold. And but the interesting thing, actually, geopolitically, things are still about the same. We have a trilateral peace talk happening in Abu Dhabi by today itself, the 24th of January, between Russia, Ukraine, and United States. We wanted to host it ourselves as Xylostar, but the government wants to do its thing, so all the best with that. The good, and not good necessarily, the interesting news I see is Intel actually failing to deliver expectations and losing more than 18% of its stock value in a day after negative reports, and worse than expected. So it might be actually a good time to short Intel, guys, and this could be the beginning of the collapse of what is claimed to be the AI bubble. Write in the comment section if you agree, and let's go talk chart.
All right, looking at EURUSD, we did expect some sort of consolidation. That actually did happen somewhat in one candle, which was this green candle. And this green candle gave us some very good, amusing understanding that this pair is to be very bullish soon to come. Grab liquidity, giving us a very strong pattern at a strong price range. So from here, actually, we did get multiple areas where you could go for a bullish entry. Here, and also there. Of course, targets would be resistance and supply. So with that being said, this is actually coming from weakening trust in the dollar, not necessarily strength in euro. Well, Donald Trump threatened to impose multiple tariffs upon some European countries along the move, or the massive move as they had called it, of a military move towards Iran from the United States. Well, it was just announced that it is happening, not necessarily anything as an action came into ground, and hopefully not, because financially speaking, staying away from politics, it caused prices to skyrocket without things going live. All right, of course, and from a human perspectives, we wish peace and harmony for everybody. Okay, so from here, we should see a retracement, all right? A deep retracement, not necessarily deep, but considering this shallow retracement, a mid retracement is more likely to happen on EURUSD. We want to go bullish for it if we get a confirmation from this level. Buying from this level, even if it retraces to here and continues up still, is a volatile trade. I would recommend not to go with. Here, it would be filling a fair value gap, retracing to support and also a demanded price. It's similarly to what happened in here. And remember, guys, things that happen on a certain Forex pair are repeatedly are more likely to be repeated over time because of the participants that are trading that pair. So this is about EURUSD. Yes, the past week was one of very little weeks that we didn't anticipate so much of good movements, but overall markets actually were very volatile, and hopefully that shall reduces by next week, but that probably won't be the case. So that's about Euro USD. Let's go into Nifty 50. Going into Nifty 50, actually, as we had anticipated, it went back to the support. I did highlight this to you guys, as this is a perfect range to have your target if you're shorting Nifty 50, and this is exactly the case that came to life. Now from here we see solid rejection at the support, so we're expecting a retracement, and if that happens you could actually look to short Nifty 50 from here. Shorting from here of course isn't optimal, and this candle here showed that Nifty 50 grabbed actually some liquidity and filled this gap too. So this actually gives indications that it is more likely for it to go to the upside direction rather than impulsively to the downside. So that's about Nifty 50, and let's go into Bitcoin. All right, looking at Bitcoin, it had actually retraced to a trend line of an ascending channel. So even though it had failed down, it's still looking bullish, as in trend continuation. And from here, we can see there is a symmetrical triangle forming at a very critical, let's say, support level. So from here, we can actually expect it to move to the upside and retest this resistance once again. So that's about Bitcoin. Going into gold. So gold actually is very interesting at the moment. You don't want to go bullish on gold at this very second because it's at all-time highest, obviously. So we want to see a retracement to the downside. As I've mentioned earlier, as of today, the trilateral peace talks are happening at Abu Dhabi, and hopefully we can reach some sort of truce, or even better, an end to the war. If that happens, it should give enough fuel for gold to retrace down, which is going to be perfect basically if it falls to this trend line and at this support. You get a confirmation, you could actually go for another long position, because even if the war shuts down or basically pauses between Russia and Ukraine, it's not really the major highlight. It's compelling the dynamics of financial markets nowadays. It's basically United States policies when it comes to Greenland, tariffs, Europe, Iran, and so on. But if that truce comes to life, or the end of war comes into action, we should see some retracement on gold, and this is what we are aiming at, right? We're still bullish on gold, actually, and it might cross 5,000 just by Monday opening. So I wouldn't personally recommend you to short from here, even though we are looking optimally for that retracement, because technically it should make a retracement. Not actually just now, it should have made a retracement even before. This was a small retracement, which I did highlight it could be enough because it went back to support for a continuation to the upside by past week. But that was easier to trade than the current price. It's an uncharted territory. Be careful about the decisions you will be making. So that's about gold. Let's go to Nasdaq. Going to Nasdaq, it had actually made that movement. As I said, the opening and closure by the end of the week was about the same. So we can see that it broke below this trend line and it retraced to it, and we saw a rejection there. So from here, we can actually anticipate a movement to the downside, even though this looks somewhat like a bull flag. But the weight is on a bearish sentiment. The reason for that is the geopolitical tension, and also we should keep in mind that if a company like Intel, which plays a very vital role in AI and chip manufacturing for all this, basically the AI industry, had fell 18% in a day, more than 18% in a day. This actually could be a start of a sequence of AI companies. And if it's not a sequence, a lot of investors will start questioning about their decisions investing in AI. And hence we can anticipate a move into the downside, a minimum of retracement to the support, if not to the last, or let's say a later price in the range of the support itself. All right, so that's about Nasdaq, and from here it could potentially go up, could fall further down, but that's what we can expect from Nasdaq. These times, guys, are actually pretty critical. When gold goes up to the highest price in history, not necessarily that, but when it goes up in price, it means that the whole world is getting in a more tight and uncomfortable situation when it comes to finance, investments, and there isn't much of clear directions about the economy and investors' visions. So be careful trading during such times. Hopefully things will get more clear. Don't enter without an opportunity. Get your confirmation, compel to your risk management, and whatever happens in markets, whether it's volatile, emerging, urgent, whatever it is, it will still be in your favor. So that will be about the technical side.